a lack of sort of mid-round aggression, that if Mongols can take this to Inferno, I'm still siding with them for this one. But hey, obviously I have to get to that one first. Ancient will be on the way, and I don't know if Mongols can sort of hold the line here, because it is a slightly riskier pick where they're trying to exploit Rare Atom's weaknesses, right? You don't see them going for the Mirage pick, something that they've been so comfortable on, something which also Rare Atom isn't necessarily the best on, at least that's what their own veto would indicate. But yeah, let's see how this sort of punish pick goes.
Yeah, who gets punished for the pick is the big question. Mongol starting, of course, on that T side, courtesy of them picking it into the series, and Mercury already probing down towards deep round. Does have a teammate on the side as well. Flash is perfect. One kill there, but 910 finding that trade, and Mosea wanting to try and back off, but 910 will find him. There is rotates available here for 5yclone, but losing those 2 men is not ideal. Advent struggling to find his frag on the bomb site, and JamYoung just another victim to add to the tally. A 1-on-4 now for Kaze with dualies in hand. 910 with a triple kill in this pistol.
Well, if you want some wind in your sails, that's a great way to get it.
They even got caught off guard. I think they were surprised with that ramp aggression, but they got all the kills they needed to then suddenly just quick collapse on B.
Fantastic stuff from 910. Hopefully that can be an indication of form to come as well. We did see some really great rifling performances from Aupers earlier on from Coolest when he was going up against I think it was 5yclone, on this very same map.
Also, 910 on pistol rounds has actually looked really, really solid throughout. You know, typically a guy who's given a P250. He's hit some really nice headshots with that.
Yeah. Thinking of that 5v3 yesterday that he was able to bring them into. They did lose a round, but hey, at least he got the 2 opening kills on Nuke versus Lin. Full eco of flashbangs, all they have on 5yclone.
Yeah, standard issue pistols here for 5yclone. P2K enjoyer Kaze has been for a very long time.
That's gonna take 2 damage from that. Oh no, I've been hit. Oh,
fine.
Forgot. I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. Well, a few nice headshots, but at the end of the day, it will not matter. 5yclone, this round was never theirs, and they find nothing from it.
One thing I do enjoy about, you know, Asian Counter-Strike to a certain degree is that while the metas can sometimes be slightly detached from Europe, they've always, I mean, people say European style. Asian CS teams have tried to replicate the sort of top-level teams. It's not European, so to speak, but they have also, they kind of detached themselves from, like, gun metas. Like, we didn't see as prevalent an AUG and Krieg meta, for example, develop in Asia. We had a lot of players that didn't sort of flip-flop between M4s, for example, as well. I do like that they do remain pretty steadfast in what's comfortable for them, you know. Meta be fast.
Shout out to JamYoung's M4A4. I still think it's one of the best sprays in the world.
Yeah, just never switched to the A1S. He was like, hey, everybody's looking at that 4-bullet M4 A1S, and I'm just still finding crazy spray downs with the A4.
Yeah. You're looking at your 4-bullet kills. I'm looking at my, you know, Hal skin.
I'm looking at my 4 kills.
Yeah. Mid control only for bLitz. Mongols just want to default this one out. There's a player nearby. Techno has completely managed to sneak past. Advent not ready for it at all.
Good move from Mercury. There is at least 1 kill back, but it's an instant trade. hasteka playing shoulder to shoulder and trying to take some space over towards long. Mosea seems pretty ready for this fight. Shadow spotted, and hasteka pulling nades, so caught with his pants down. 3-on-3 now, as sure the site's been taken, but that bomb is still detached.
Can't actually make its way over either. JamYoung's positioning is fantastic for this one. They're considering whether there's any world of a possibility where JamYoung could have been flanking in from behind, but they are still hard committed to this B bomb site. And JamYoung's actually taking the first duel into bLitz. There's that A4 activating him. Zinio on the other side of things, waiting for the peek out, will miss his chance, and now they're trying to isolate out this duel in a 2 versus 1, but JamYoung's faded away. He wants nothing to do with it. Over to A they go, and Kaze, he's here to intercept. Spots out the first, that's the player without the bomb on his back, dropping 9-10, will leave Insinuate alone in a 1-on-3.
Yeah, JamYoung's getting aggressive as well, in from ledge, so smoke thrown by Mazinho. These will be fast rotates. Kaze actually rushing in, just throwing some steps out, hoping that Mazinho comes off that plant, but now an opportunity for an isolated fight, but Kaze too damn quick to the trigger. 3 kills from Kaze. That brings the Cyclone guys back into this round, because they conceded that first blood very quickly. All handled and managed. Really getting caught as a result of, you know, Advent getting to ramp very late. I think it was maybe giving some utility over to his teammate inside of Cave, or maybe even throwing some util himself, but basically just didn't keep tabs on what was possible for the Mongols. I love that Techno moved in to try and take that space immediately. You know, somebody that, you know, you've talked a little bit about how he's been thrust into some of Score's old roles to a certain degree, especially on T sides. That's the kind of conviction you want to see out of him.
Wow, I don't think he was trying to find Kaze. This happens to be a byproduct of his done for JamYoung. Now 9-10 and Techno, however, we're definitely looking for those frags.
Damn, this round is just blowing up so quick. Well, IGL on IGL action. Advent finds the kill. Barrel spotted. 9-10. Given a lot of sound cues, courtesy Mosea, but from a 5-on-2 to suddenly 1-on-3. Techno, that kill onto Advent will alleviate some of that pressure, some of the scariness of this round, because they know where Mosea was last positioned, and he's got his hands on the AWP. Should be a save call here for this AWP. The Mongols will get away with a third round, just finding kills across the map.
Yeah, pushing down the Cyclone economy while they can as well. Now, if they want to go out and hunt for this AWP, they could actually put themselves at risk of having a weaker buy later on. So wouldn't be surprised to see these 3 players just sort of contently nestling away. And, you know, that's what you talked about, Michael. The Insinuate T side can put up some great displays, and with these crucial entries across bomb sites, if you're actually able to pick up extremities without having to default too heavily inside the site itself, there's going to be so much more pressure for Cyclone to be throwing their utility early, to just have so much less available later on, and Mosea will just be living. That's all he wants to do.
Yeah, able to hold on onto this AWP. Now, it feels like because they've got this AWP and Mosea's got enough cash to buy up himself, they might just buy around this AWP. I wouldn't hate the decision, but they're taking some extra time to figure out what they should do with their cash. Give that AWP to Kaze. He doesn't even have to fully buy. He can just get, you know, all he needs is like armor and some util. It'll be a relatively threatening buy, but I do think if they decide to go with this, they're likely to put most of their essential pieces, like an AWP or FAMAS, on the same bomb site, so that by chance, if Mongols run into them, they happen to put up the best fight possible in that particular spot. They're actually not buying around it. Okay.
Well, conservatism is hardly surprising, I suppose.
Yeah, it's not to be frowned upon, really.
Oh, that grenade is great. bLitz is burning. The MP9 should be able to take him down. No. Finds a kill, but Mercury is right behind her to trade and pick up the AK. He doesn't have Kevlar, unfortunately, so I want to see the save call might still be very much on. JamYoung nearby, lots of steps given up. JamYoung's going to get this one for free. Techno's down as well, and on the fadeaway picks up the AK, so the 3-on-3, and JamYoung can't whittle down the numbers. Kaze's MP9 get a bit more damage. Zinio will fall through the smoke. He's got some extra money, but Jose has lost the op in the meanwhile. The one saved weapon will find no impact here.
He's already looked to take that for himself. Hasteka doing a great job of keeping Kaze at bay. Has even called for backup. Hasteka not pulling the trigger. As much as Kaze had hoped he would fall for one of these jump across peaks. A nice shot from Hasteka. And a good catch as well onto Mosea, just on his late re-aggression into middle. Eliminates all the threat in that round. A very sneaky spot there from JamYoung. It's not one I've seen many players ever really put themselves into, but maybe one to steal for an anti-eco round yourself. I know I am. Good catch. Molly actually helped obscure the vision there of 9-10, so Kaze had a easier duel than it even seemed. But they've taken some space onto this bomb site. They've just not got any more players. Good effort from Kaze, JamYoung alongside him, and between the two of them, they'll find 4. They're dealing with that mid lurk. Mongols, they tried to go with that fast pace once again. They did that towards the A bomb site, and it wasn't the cleanest. But on B, this time they will find no success.
Why isn't the cleanest side? They're full force coming in. Mongols have had so many situations where their money's been compromised upon because they've lost had too many weapons. You know, to that half buy earlier on as well. I mean, I don't even know if that was a full half buy from 5yclone, but yeah, regardless. And being charged with the AWP, looking for a boost up and a shot with it would be nice, but it's bLitz to actually find the first frag. Mosea trying to trace around the smoke, which will give him no space to work with. Surprisingly enough, ends up being the first kill for bLitz. Not a weapon that can be recovered, but Mercury can recover the advantage.
Yeah, I think because bLitz got that kill so quickly onto Kaze, they were expecting that ledge just wasn't going to be another angle they had to worry about, effectively. How dare they re-aggress? Kind of let their guard down and conceded that man advantage. All the util being ferried over into bLitz's pocket. And Mosea doing a good enough job of maintaining position in middle. They are kind of composed to set up onto the A bomb site, which does have to... They will have to address JamYoung. But it is the weaker of the two sites at the moment. Now slightly more reinforced by the position that Mosea holds. Very deep smoke in Donut.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier for him to actually push through if they want to do it with flashes. They don't have those flashes. That's a separate conversation to be had. And Mosea is very concerned about a late lurk from Techno. Start moving through the Molotov. Mosea is only good for 1 before hasteka can trade it out. It's an easy pre-fire for him, and find it. Mosea, in the meanwhile, will be taken down. hasteka not done yet as JamYoung located inside Temple. Advent almost fading away after getting the bomb plant denial, but hasteka is the one to save the day again. It's a crucial few kills coming out from him. 6 and 2 right now, having a great game.
Yeah, and being able to get it done on that AWP where, you know, hasteka actually, you know, has been someone to pick up that secondary AWP at times for the Mongols, and finding great success there. There was only 4 seconds left. If Advent had been able to dart around that corner, it's very likely he got away with that his life and probably the round. So, a pivotal and crucial shot. Back into a half-buy territory for 5yclone. Mercury trying to get aggressive. Nade to obscure vision. It's only one player left in charge of B, but he's smoked off in Techno. Oh, the rest of the squad trying to make its way through the mid-smoke, and there are a few pot shots rattled off, but no actual connections. 9-10, even falling off the boost, able to find Advent. They had an idea, 5yclone. This, unfortunately, shouldn't come to any real consequence to the Mongols.
Mercury. Oh, nice shot. No. Well, we are having quite a few of those across the map. How do these Mongols rounds come off the back of some just really good contacting?
Well, JamYoung set up for a free kill.
You'd hope so. Oh, yes, JamYoung. That's what you want to see. Get that bread. And that morale. 30 seconds, and maybe he can find another frag. Keep Mongols' money low. He doesn't have Kevlar, so it was always going to be a labored effort, but hasteka's headshot will make it so they keep 4 alive.
Yeah, solid work so far on this T side. Really punishing on all fronts, whether it's the double peek towards A main, you know, the aggression they threw in the pistol round towards B. You know, even Kaze trying to ascend through ledge. A lot of these different ideas from 5yclone have been caught by good attentiveness from the Mongol side.
Mid will force them away from the initial immediate cross back to the smoke, but JamYoung and Musea are still happily going to be there eventually. There is a lot of pressure around B, but the bomb is actually destined for A for now. Destination can swiftly be changed if Mercury goes down, but Techno's demise makes this a slightly clearer attempt. Kaze hoping and praying that someone oversteps and makes a move that they will regret. Hasteka will not be that bad.
Oh, this is perfect. Even moving into the smoke on long. Oh, dear. Kaze is in for a world of hurt. This is a free kill, and hasteka wants more than just that one guarantee. He might even just bypass Kaze. It actually holds quite a lot of value that he even just slips on by, because they're trying to secure a path towards that A site. This is ridiculous. They've got a double mid setup. They're going to think, how on earth did hasteka get here?
This is a demo download guaranteed, but he's not got into temple though. Advin's still got a world where he can drop the bomb and buy space for his teammates to rotate over. This is where JamYoung's duel becomes all important, but 9-10 finds it. bLitz will connect onto Advin as well, so hasteka, although he will fall at the end of it all, it's not actually a revelation from him. That means that they figured out what's going on. Nothing of the sort. Musea, a single kill, but it's not enough.
Oh, he almost got 2 there. Mazinho is surviving on 9 HP. And even though these players are low on 5yclone, very much doable. Kaze trying to go through that smoke, but bLitz, that's a trick he likes to use himself. Too privy to that idea. Mercury now all that stands between them and another round loss, and still concerned about another player inside of Donut. That's where Mazinho was last seen, but he already vacated. He left. Mercury does get his hands on that AWP, and he's hoping to try and save that into the following round instead. There should be no chance that he gets hunted down. The Mongols, yeah, even though hasteka gets nothing from his concerted effort. By the way, Mazinho died top mid, even though he was away from the A bomb site. Even though hasteka got no real impact from, you know, finding kills, for example, he got all the information. It kind of cleared out towards Donut back site, saw the back of the big box, saw nothing, and, you know, by process of elimination, they were very honed in to where Advent was positioned on the A-hole.
Hell, man, for all we know, they could try and do it in the other game. Because I don't think that was quite what it was programmed for. bLitz is dead. Again, not quite what this round was programmed for. Giving up an AK to Advent. Please drop that to Musea. He's got Kevlar. Maybe Mercury. He's also got Kevlar. That'd be great. But for now, he doesn't feel like he's got a path to return back to his other teammates. Musea's ferried himself away in the meanwhile.
Yeah, full execute on the B-bomb site all the meanwhile. Advent will make the ascent through ledge, but it is going to be watched out for, very likely, by the Mongols. Just a flurry of pistols that are attempting to keep attention drawn their direction.
Mercury waiting for the flashbang before he starts pushing through, but hasteka's here to cover with 2. 2 more to go. Advent's reveal his position, and as he starts to move forward, it's still Musea alive at the back of the bomb site with the P250 of death. Musea finds the frag right in time for Advent to get on the bomb as well. If they delayed too long, then there would still been very few chances for them to win this one out.
Yeah, wow, this is a half-buy success from the 5yclone guys. Of course, saving that AWP over, that was great, but it wasn't even really of massive consequence in that round. It was just these pistols and the fact that they had the the Advent AK that they had to be concerned about. And he found the one kill he needed to off that gun. And yeah, there's some drive-bys. So it's not great. And losing rounds like that, you know, will happen to many a team. Even some of the top teams when they face off against the Mongols, for example, this can sometimes occur. But it's not one that you look too fondly on, even as the team winning it. You know that it can be a way to slingshot you back into the game, but not exactly the most consistent.
Ooh, what a trade. 910's been having a great game, and right now has a chance for another over here. JamYoung trying to fade away. Will be able to jump past the spam and still maintain position inside Donut, but backup is far, far off in a distant land. Emzidio hoping to cut off JamYoung's legs before he can get here, and indeed had the chance, but not one he can use. With the lurker taken down, JamYoung has got many more avenues of retreat.
Oh, and Techno, even though he goes dink for dink, Advent able to find the headshot. Very weak on a couple of these players here for 5yclone, but 910 really couldn't move a muscle from his position in Donut because he has that bomb on his back. So had he been dropped, Techno would have been in for a rougher time than he already experienced. Not to find a follow-up frag. That wasn't isolated fight onto Mosea. But that ult's recovered for 5yclone, and they succeed in what has been very fleeting rounds on the CT side to deal with a full gun-on-gun round.
And again, with the way the money has been going, it's finally time for them to start maybe picking themselves up by the bootstraps. That is the saying, right? I think it is. I don't know. Bootlaces? Who uses bootstraps anymore? God.
I don't know. The fashion industry is a strange one. 100 years will pass, and then suddenly something will come back into trend.
Well, I mean, Mercury's hoping to be trending right now. He wants to be a man of fast fashion, and he is looking good. But just like fast fashion, you do also die pretty quickly because of the damage it does to the environment.
I mean, you know, usually I think it's just more about the clothes not lasting that long. I think.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. That too.
I think that was maybe a better way to put that, but yeah, not finding too much success. Good job there from Mercury. Even though he had a flurry of players ahead of him, he was actually able to prioritize a bit. A player jumping across isn't always the most threatening. It's actually the players behind him you have to be the most concerned about. Now, the last thing they want to have happen is for 5yclone to bring this scoreline, you know, up to even 7. You know, if it ends up 8-7 in favor of the Mongols, they'll feel as though they've done a poor job of repressing their Chinese counterparts. I mean, honestly, you know, threw a little bit of shade on Kaze in the pregame. He has honestly looked great today. Yeah, did some really important shots. Looks more confident. He's actually taking a few risks as well. Now, the ascent through ledge wasn't successful, but the fact that he tried it was, I think, the important part.
In another life, Michael was a teacher.
Yeah, I just want you to try.
Yeah.
Your kid's got so much potential.
And so does JamYoung over here to unravel the round for Mongols. And Molotov does it all. He doesn't even need a crayon for it. Wow. No. Still, Donut's where he's completely caught off guard. 910 sucker punches him to the back of the head. Mongols. Full control. 5-4. Mosea's gone.
Yeah, a save.
And it's a save for a 5yclone. Yeah.
This was probably the worst setup that they could have had to deal with a mid-split. They didn't have anybody properly watching in for mid control. You can see JamYoung concerned about a main pressure as well as getting flanked in through Donut, and he's just caught on timing where he's, you know, fumbling between whether he should throw a util to help section areas off of the map, and there's just no one that can sort of quickly respond. Even that play through the smoke in CT, I didn't expect them to even go for that just because they were so out of position to deal with this Mongols hit. So, Great call here for the Mongols. Maybe identifying a bit of a lean towards middle and B, where CycLone have actually had a lot of success in finding some of those opening picks. You know, you kind of noted bLitz has been dying fairly frequently in mid, for example, and you would have expected that to be a priority from CycLone instead, but they kind of left that area of the map open and Mongols capitalized.
Yeah, maybe looking to target the other parts of the default a little bit more so, and absolutely. It's, the sliding spawns.
I don't think I've seen it thrown like that. I was thinking that as well.
Cool.
What is he lining up with for like how far he's supposed to be left to right? But
hey, man. These guys, they know how to get it done.
yeah, Counter-Strike got super nerdy like a year ago.
It's like goddamn big clan in the online era.
Yeah.
I still remember it was like Mahone's video on the instant Mirage Windows books where everyone's mind just blown like, oh my god.
It's just ever since we've been able to sort of target spawns, you know, it's like, I want to see where I'm positioned on spawn 6. Then people have just, gone a little bit haywire. How to keep track of all the instant util you can throw. Oh, that Molotov's not gone quite as deep as I think hasteka was hoping for. He's been tagged a little bit by his mistake. Still holding this line, and Techno will suffer as a result. If that Molotov had gone deep enough, Techno wouldn't have had to clear out so wide, and so Mercury can just simply sweep another player under the rug. They are positioned outside of B, but with only 35 seconds, they don't have a lot of options in terms of going back another direction. Mercury found inside of Cave, and Kaze also a victim. Advent still here on the site, but caught between two angles and out in no man's land. Mazinho gets the freest of kills. They start off with a 5-on-3, now 3-on-2. JamYoung, struggling on his fight as well, and Mosea trying to serve as the hero. But the Mongols have stripped this round right out of the clutches of CycLone.
God, I don't understand how they completely lose control of the round over there. They have so much control, right? Advent's also then moved into a great position to just deal with one player, but then he's completely forgotten that there could be anyone coming in from B main at all. They're just so... It felt like every single one of those deals after the first two was like mildly myopic in a weird way.
Kind of a disturbing way to have lost that round. And there were a few rounds like that on Nuke as well, where they had big man advantages, clawed down to just one-on-ones. 910 has struck first here in the last round of the half. AWP on this quick aggression through A, but the bomb's not with them. This is all a distraction, and it's all about how much info, how many kills they can get, because CycLone fully convinced this is going to be the finish. JamYoung, 2 kills, may start to piece it together, but it'll be far too late. That bomb will go down for free, and Mazinho can take space.
Dexter's sort of alive over here as well, so they'll always have to contend with him first. So Mazinho, if he... Oh god, they've lost the round. That just finishes it. JamYoung could find a third here. Mazinho... no. It won't matter. It will not matter. We found out Trace down. 2 kills for him was great in the round, but 2 digits on the round counter for Mongols as we head over into a break. We'll see you guys soon in the second half. 10-5, and the Mongols will be a little bit about the scoreline, but regardless, a lot of it comes down to some fantastic shots being hit across the board. 5yclone on the C side will have their work cut out for them.
Absolutely. And look at what 5yclone are doing in this pistol round. Straight through middle they go, and they've got access to red rooms. Now suddenly flanking towards B, but hasteka, a nice shot to open up the affair. Kaze, a very awkward trade, but now it's a pincer maneuver onto this B bomb site. Only 2 players on the backstab flank, and they have the bomb on back. Kaze dropped, and they're struggling to deal with bLitz. JamYoung just siphoning rotations, and he will succeed in his effort, but bLitz is still a massive menace. JamYoung versus him on this site, and bLitz is just waiting for Mizinho to rendezvous.
Yeah, bLitz might not have had the best of times in the first half, but right now he's starting the CT side off just right. It looked like 5yclone had the perfect call over there, and with the opening kills as well as JamYoung to cordon off, it should have been fine, but now instead JamYoung left alone. He's been known to pull out many a clutch from underneath feet that are not quite ready for them, but this is such a good crossfire between the 2 members, and it simply doesn't seem possible. Gets brought down by the dualies of Mizinho.
Yeah, great recognition of what they had to do as well. As soon as they realized JamYoung was close, urgency there for Mizinho to simply swing out as wide as possible, because there's nowhere to run, basically, if you were JamYoung, if you were as close as he was. And bLitz just doing a great job of dealing with the flank, really. I mean, Kaze could have found that kill. They could have had access to the bomb site. There wouldn't have been a lot that the Mongols could have done to stop it. But even with that massive vulnerability in mid exploited, able to find a nice flurry of frags from the in-game leader. That'll be bLitz versus Glocks in mid.
Well, he's having a good time. You know what? It's finally his time to find some frags over with that position, but, you know, maybe overzealous.
Mizinho! You got team flash.
Stop flashing me! I don't know why bLitz has such a deep voice in our heads.
I don't know. He's got an air of mystery around him, I will say. Quite an enigmatic figure. Big dude.
Oh yeah. I was very pleasantly surprised by that in general. And everyone in Mongolia was like as tall as me. It's like, wow, okay.
Yeah, as tall as you. I get it. Listen, you got that tall.
Listen, I could have said taller than you, Michael. That's just worse.
Yeah, come to Scandi countries. They're all tall. Standing tall is the youngster
gonna be a little bit shorter
Mizinho.
without his head.
Yeah. Mizinho getting that kill, and immediately the mid prong has been dealt with. Techno inserted into a nice little nook, and they won't have a Molotov for it, so he finds at least a decent amount of damage. Mercury, a nice double kill, but the trades are almost instant. B-bomb site, they did spot out that bomb as well, given that they took a fight deep into ramp. And Mosaic doesn't have a lot of options. Unfortunately, he's totally cut off from retreating from ledge, and it's just a really nice position for Mizinho to hold. I mean, doesn't quite realize it, but there is a path to pick up this bomb that actually isn't contested. You know, they realize they dropped that package, but Mosaic's just having to take such a long time because he's worried about the threat of a flank.
Getting this 1v3 together would be magical, and I don't think he's got a wand around. 9-10 is not a man who believes in magic, and yeah, 13-5. The Mongols looking pretty damn good right now.
Yeah,
for her on Ancient.
Off of a full team ace as well, everyone contributing, so that's always a nice little boon to bear forth. And part of the reason probably that the Mongols picked into Ancient, talked about their 16-3 earlier on in this close qualifier versus Atox, who were a team that I think surprised just how close they brought those series against some of the top level teams. We even noticed in the ESL Challenger League that Atox seemed to have a few ideas that looked quite dangerous, but this is really dangerous. Running through that smoke, Mizinho got lost. Mosaic a double kill. It's all about retaining that man advantage for as long as possible. Mosaic surviving on 5 HP with the gun he retrieved.
Techno, in the meanwhile, is as much of an island man as can be. They're turning around, but not facing the right direction. Mosaic and Advent neglecting the idea of aggression from Techno, that is mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, unfortunately, actually comes to the Mongol side. So you're back to a 2v2. The op is recoverable. Techno, however, still hoping to rectify this all on his own, but he's running out of bullets. The USP as well is hardly looking like the healthiest option for the job. That being said, Mercury looking for flank, will not cast the timing. hasteka did double guess himself for just a second, but not too long.
The second quad kill for Techno in this game. Had one on the T side, and now as well. This is what I'm talking about. You know, I feel like Techno just has like a different aura about him in these past couple series that we've been able to watch between Atox and now 5yclone. You know, you question whether or not he could be consistent. I feel like he's been doing a pretty damn good job.
Questions are meant to be answered, apparently.
No, I know.
And, yeah, hit Techno's answering, all right.
That was a much more threatening half-buy than it really should have been. Getting put off on that mid-control in the round prior. Now they've got full guns here out on 5yclone. Not as many aggressive setups from the Mongols, but they've already got a decent round advantage. Not feeling like they need to take that risk. Oh, missed spray on Mercury as well from obscuring vision. And 9-10, another one of these crucial misses on A. That bomb can make it rotate round towards that other site, and Techno just caught off as a result of hunting for information. hasteka does get here in time to at least address some of the problems here on this primary bomb site, and even finding the follow-up kill onto Kaze. So that clear path is now no longer as easy. Oh dear. That's
my
revenge.
turn.
Come on, Advent. What are you made of? This guy found several 3K entries on the A-bomb side of Nuke. But now a 1 versus 3 clutch is certainly a taller task. So much of the map that Mongols could be spread out in.
Yeah, and I don't think he's finding anyone. Mongols have decided to completely vacate the bomb site. They are going to let hasteka be the one to play point for this round again. He's on 2 kills for the third, and he'll find it. 2 HP is all he needs. hasteka's been having a just banging performance over here, 17 and 10, and it seems like every single one of these kills is so highly impactful.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. You know, we were obviously covering the other game, you know, the Linvision 5yclone game, while Mongols were playing against Atox on Ancient. But something we noted was that, you know, the kill disparity for many of the players in that effort was actually very close. You know, it doesn't feel like anybody was significantly lagging behind, and that seems to be the story here as well. You know, Mongols are looking solid on their Ancient effort.
I also just realized that I think I forgot that hasteka, again, I might be drawing a little bit of conjecture, but hasteka was a little bit of an Ancient specialist back at the RMR as well. I think that was where he was having so many like crazy flanks and whatnot that actually even allowed them to stay alive in the RMR for the previous one.
Yep, that is 100% accurate. He somehow was able to flank the A-bomb site like 3 times or something.
Yeah.
Even though he was having like I think actually a pretty poor game, but he was just getting an incredible amount of information at times.
Well, sometimes we just have a feel for them.
Yeah, was a bit of an Anubis specialist as well for Clutch.
Yes.
Before joining this squad.
It was just generally pretty good on Clutch, even on Inferno.
Yeah. Well, last chance. And they need to find 10 last chances, really. Mongols already securing so much of an advantage in this map, and bLitz is just done with their effort. Listen, Nuke may have been a close scoreline, but we are blowing you out of the water on our map pick. Ancient looks like it's about to fall the way of the Mongols, unless JamYoung has anything to say about it. Mosaic alongside him, clawing this back into a 2 versus 3.
Just sped his way back, so they can't get into great post-plant positions. They just have to fight their way out. JamYoung reminding us of his capabilities to do just that, but bLitz is just on another level on the CT side. Started off 6-9, now 17 and 11. 11 kills and 2 deaths in this half, and he is looking to make it maybe even 12. Mosea's going to get that opportunity. bLitz has spotted him out. Headshot angle, but no reason to get the kill. Why not just do it the peaceful way?
Yeah, the second blowout we've seen from the Mongols on Ancient so far this qualifier. Atox the first victims, and then now as well 5yclone, who are supposed to be their closest rivalry, I suppose, within this region, within this qualifier.